Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to cover lesson 1.5 and lesson 1.6. Let me get started with lesson 1.5, applications and modeling with quadratic equation. We're going to have a work problem here and we're going to try to solve that work problem by using quadratic equations. So as you see here, there's a work problem and I want you to read the question first. And that's my equation. Alright, I'm going to solve A first over here. So after how many seconds it will be 50 feet above the ground. To solve our problem, in my equation I have to know what variables mean, what they represent. T represents what? T seconds. So T represents time, seconds, right? And S represents height in feet, right? S represents height in feet. Look at my question A. After how many seconds? So we're looking for T, time. Height is 50 feet, so S is 50. I'm gonna write 50 in S over here, and that's what we got here. And it's a quadratic equation, and to solve this, it should be equal to 0 first. That's why I subtract 50 from both sides, and I got my equation ready over here. And then that's my equation. To solve this by formula, identify A, B, C first. And then take them, write in the formula here first. Okay, I calculate all numbers over here. And then plus and minus, I go with plus here, I go with minus over here. That's what we got. Okay, so that's my answers. That's my answer, and that's my answers, everyone. On B, let's solve B. How long it will take for projectile to return to ground? If you return to ground, height should be 0, right? Which means S is 0. Let me write over here, 0 equals negative 16 t squared 100 t. It's a quadratic equation, and let's solve this out. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to identify A, B, C first, write in the formula, and that's what I got. You can see the answers over here. Okay, make sure double check the answers and it's gonna work out. Let's move on to next topic, lesson 1.6, other type of equation. Like so far we have been working on quadratic equations, and in this lesson I'm going to talk about two kinds of equations. First, rational equation, and then radical equation. And I'm going to show you how to solve them. Let's get started with rational equations. So as you've seen, x over x minus 2 equals 2 over x minus 2 plus 2. But before I want to show you this. Let's say you got 3 over 5. It's a rational number. Like to make it to get rid of this 5, to make it a whole number, integer, like what do you do so here? If it times by 5, right, these two will cancel each other. I'm going to end up with 3. Am I right? So like as of right now, I get rid of the fraction and rational number. Let's say you got 4 over like 7. It's like rational number, right? To get rid of it, so you times by what? 7. Am I right? These two cancel each other and you got your number, right? So I'm going to use this strategy over here. So as you've seen, the bottom number x minus 2. So let's time every single term by x minus 2. Alright, everyone? So I'm gonna like multiply every single term by x minus 2. And let's see what do we get. X over x minus 2 times x minus 2 equals to 2 over x minus 2 times x minus 2. Go like this, and plus 2 times x minus 2. Now, I want to show you that x minus 2, x minus 2, x minus 2, every single term is timed by this. So something will disappear right now. X minus 2 will cancel each other. I got x here equals to. Also these two will cancel as well. I got left 2 here. And this side I gotta multiply them. Distribute over parentheses 2 times x, 2x, 2 times negative 2 minus 4 over here. So x equals 2x 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So let's do it this way. Let's add plus 2 to both sides. These two will cancel. X plus 2 equals 2x. So if I subtract x from both sides, I'm gonna see that x equals 2. Right? So if we solve, that's what we got. But so are we done or not? So it's time to check answer. It's time to check my answer. So let's plug in back, like what do we get? So if we plug in back, let me try to write over here so we can see better. So 2 over 2 minus 2, I write 2 in x. But as you see here, I got what? 2 over 0. Oh my goodness. So this is so wrong, right? This is what? Undefined. Like any number divided by 0 is undefined. So we're gonna say that this rational equation has no solution. No, it doesn't have a solution. Okay. Yeah, we got 2, but it didn't work out. Alright, because 2 over 0 make it undefined, so it's gonna have no solution. So at this moment, pause the video please and have a try this, and do not forget to check your answer. And second part of this lesson is this one, folks. So this time the bottom part is a little bit different, but I'm gonna use like similar strategy. So let's time by both of them. 3x minus 1. Okay, every single term is going to be times by this. Alright, so let's see what we got. 3x minus 1 over 3 times 3x minus 1 minus 2x over x minus 1 times 3x minus 1 equals to x times this 1 times this, 3x minus 1. So let's see what we got. So these 3 will cancel each other. I got over here 3x minus 1 times x minus 1 minus this side, as you've seen, x minus 1 cancel each other. You got this 2x times 3 equals to, on this side, x times 3, 3x, x minus 1. So it's time to get to work. We're gonna keep multiplying them. Let's multiply here first. 3x times x, 3x squared. But let me start here. So I need some space. Okay. Let's multiply this first over here. 3x times x, like as you know, we gotta do for it here. 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times negative 1, negative 3x, negative 1 times negative x over here, negative 1 times negative 1, positive 1. This part should be 2x times 3, 6x equals to, let me multiply here, 3x squared minus 3x. So on the both sides, I see something common, so I can cancel them out. Like 3x squared cancel each other. Negative 3x cancel each other as well. Now let's see what do we have left. On this side, we got 0. On this side, what do we get? 1. And let's combine those x's right now. Negative x minus 6x should be equal to negative 7x. 1 minus 7x equals 0. So let's add 7x to both sides. So these two will cancel each other. 1 equals 7x. So lastly, I should divide by 7. These two will cancel each other. X equals 1 over 7. So that's my answer. That's my answer. So we are good. My answer is 1 over 7. So in this case, there are so similar examples. I want you to pause the video and try to solve this example, please. So last part of this lesson, like what do we do on this case. Like as you see, we have different denominators here. So again, I'm gonna multiply by x times x minus 2. So distribute this to all terms. Every single term should be times by this. So let's see what we got over here. 3x plus 2 over x minus 2 times x minus 2 plus 1 over x minus 2 equals to negative 2 over x squared minus 2x x minus 2. But I want to show you that I multiplied every single term by this x minus 2 because my denominators are x minus 2 and x. Now something will cancel each other right now. Let's see which ones cancel each other. So x minus 2 cancel, right? Like here x and x cancel each other. But I want to show you this, guys. Like if I multiply this one, what do we get? X squared and 2x. Also, like those will cancel each other as well. Okay. On this part, let's see what we got. 3x plus 2 times x, right? Plus. On this side, we just have left x minus 1 times x minus 2. X minus 2 equals to, those we cancel each other. I end up with negative 2 there. Let me multiply this first over here. 3x times x, 3x squared, 2 times x, 2x plus x minus 2 equals negative 2. So what do we get here? 3x squared, 3x minus 2 equals negative 2. So like it's a quadratic. Let's make it equal to 0 first. Plus 2, right? So they cancel each other. They cancel each other as well. So this is what we got. 3x squared plus 3x equals to 0 over here. So that's my equation to work. Like it's a quadratic. I gotta solve this. So let me go to, let me make a new one. 3x squared plus 3x equals 0. To solve this, there are a couple of ways. Okay, but I want to take a shortcut over here. So I want to like get rid of those 3's first. I want to divide every single term by 3. So it's going to be x squared plus x equals 0 divided by 3, it's 0. Like if you divide these two, those 3 will cancel each other. I got x. If I divide these two, they will cancel. I got x there. At this point, I can do this. X times x plus 1 equals to 0. Now you times 2 things here, and you got a 0. This one should be equal to 0, or this one should be equal to 0. Minus 1, x equals negative 1. So my answers are negative 1 and 0 over here. But it's time to check my answer. So if I plug in them back, do we make them undefined or what? So but I want you to see that we have a 1 over x here. If you plug in 0 here, it's going to be 1 over 0. But I cannot use this one, right? I'm going to have like 1 over 0, which is undefined. So I cannot go with this one. Like this one is no, right? This one is no. So my answer is x equals negative 1. Like negative 1 doesn't make my equation undefined. It's fine. So my only I have one solution, one answer, which is negative 1. So I want you to pause the video, have a try to solve one of them, everyone. So we are done with first part of this lesson. I'm done with rational equation. Lastly, I'm gonna show you how to solve radical equations. Alright. First of all, to solve radical equation, radical should be alone. Alright. Look, when I say radical, I mean this. This is called radical. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add both sides square root of 15 minus 2x to the both sides. So thanks to this, I'm going to get my radical alone. These two will cancel each other. X equals to 15 minus 2x in square root, right? That's my equation. So as you see, it's alone here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to square the both sides, everyone. So what do we get here? X squared equals to square and square root cancel each other. I got 15 minus 2x. This equation seems like familiar. So this is a quadratic equation, and we know how to solve this. It should be equal to 0. So that's why let's add 2x to both sides. First, these two will cancel. X squared 2x equals 15. Lastly, let's subtract 15, right? These two will cancel each other. X squared 2x minus 15 equals to 0. Like right now, I'm ready to solve my quadratic equation. Like remember, there were a couple of ways to solve them. We can use formula, which works anyway, but I can see that I can factor this quadratic equation. So let me factor first term, which is x and x. Let me factor 15, 5 times 3. But it's negative 15, so one of them should be negative. Negative 3 and positive 5. Multiply them, negative 15. Add them, positive 2. So it's working super fine. Let me take the top part, and I will take the bottom part, and let's see what we got. Top part and bottom part. Let me move on to the new one so we can see better. So here I got what? X plus 5 times x minus 3 equals to 0. Like one of them should be equal to 0, right? So let's check this case. X plus 5 equals to 0, or x minus 3 equals to 0. If we solve this, plus 3, these two will cancel. X equals 3. That's my first answer. And here, minus 5, these two cancel. X equals negative 5. So we got two answers, and here we are, negative 5 and 3. But so here we are. Check your answers. Check your answers. Let me get my, what was my equation? My equation was, let me, x minus 15 equals 0, right? That's my equation, right? And we solved that, and we got what? Negative 5, and we got 3. Let's plug them in. Let's see which one works. Right? Let me go with x3 first. 3 minus 15 minus 2 times 3. Now, do we end up with 0? Does it work? So 2 times 3 is 6. 15 minus 6, so it should be 9. So square root of 9 was 3. So 3 minus 3 equals 0. Yes, 0 equals 0, right? It's working super fine, right? So let's check negative 5. Let's plug in negative 5 this time. Negative 5 minus square root of 15 minus 2 times negative 5. Is it equal to 0? Here, negative 2 times negative 5, this one should be positive 10. And 15 here is going to be 25. Square root of 25 is 5, right? So what do we get here? Negative 5 minus 5 is what? Negative 10 equals 0. Oh no, right? So this one didn't work out. So I'm gonna say that I have only one answer, which is 3. X equals 3, my final answer. Okay, negative 5 doesn't work out. So that's my last slide, last slide. So that's your turn examples. Make sure you solve those questions, everyone.